Hey guys, welcome back on the channel. In this video, I'm going to give you a tutorial on how to use the Spot tab to trade on Jupiter. Jupiter is the leading DEX aggregator on Solana. It gives you the best rates for swapping, and there's going to be three different functions that you can use with the Spot tab: instant, trigger, and recurring. Each will have a different use case, but essentially all of them will allow you to trade. Of course, I'll introduce you to each, how you can use them, and set up your trading strategies with them, and that will be the focus of the video. As always, down below you can find timestamps and links even for jupiter.ag. As you can see on the top of the screen, they have more tabs other than Spot. There's Pro, Perps, Portfolio, and more. Like I said, we'll just focus on Spot, but I will give you a brief introduction to each so you can have a general idea of everything that the platform offers. So let's get the tabs out of the way right now. Pro allows you to have an assessment of the overall market, different metrics, different analytics, trending tokens, top tokens. You can have a feeling of what's happening on the Solana ecosystem when going over the Pro tab. Then on Perps, this will allow you to trade with leverage. You can trade Solana, Ethereum, or Bitcoin with up to 100x leverage. When you're playing with leverage, you're always borrowing money. Jupiter facilitates all of that, makes it extremely easy, but there's always the risk factor, of course, that you need to consider and factor in. Then Portfolio, this is their newest addition. It allows you to just by connecting your wallet, having a quick overall breakdown of the totality of the assets that you are holding on Solana. Then on the More tab, you get a bunch of other things, even upcoming stuff like lending. That's also when you can get access to the governance part of the platform. Some neat guides on how to use it. It's very user-oriented guides, and also all of their social media channels. You can even find options for onboarding. You can buy crypto with fiat with this option, or even access the Jupiter terminal, which is a light version of Jupiter. It doesn't look pretty, but it gets the job done. Now, why should you be using Jupiter? Well, essentially, you'll get the best rates when trading on Solana with Jupiter because they are a DEX aggregator. What does this mean? So for that, let me jump here on DEX Screener. Let's go on Solana blockchain, and you see up here there's all of these DEXs on Solana. Well, you can go to any of these DEXs and swap tokens, of course, but with Jupiter, it's like you are on top of a hill and you see all of the paths down below, and the paths do connect all of these different liquidity pools. So for example, if you go on Radium and try to swap tokens, you'll get good rates, of course. The same goes for Orca, Meteora, any of these. They want to offer you the best rates, but they are limited to their own liquidity pools. Now with Jupiter, it's like I said, you are on the top of the hill, you see all of the dexes. Imagine each dex is a little village, but since you are on higher ground, you can see where is the perfect route for your orders. So sometimes you'll get the best deal on Radium, sometimes on Orca, sometimes on other decks. The thing is, Jupiter is not limited to their own set of liquidity pools. They can tap into any of these one. So they're kind of like the meta layer of DEXs. They can monitor from that higher ground everything that's happening down below and see the best route for your specific trade. So that's Jupiter in a nutshell. That's why you should use it. It will get you the best rates. Now that we touched upon all of it and we already briefly covered all the features that Jupiter has, let's start focusing on the Spot function and how you can start trading any token on Solana using Jupiter. So first things first, you need to have a Solana wallet. I'm using Phantom. I think Phantom is one of the best out there to work on the Solana ecosystem. I will link a video where I teach you how to set up Phantom wallet and how to start using it down in the description. So that's actually the first step, connecting your wallet. So we're gonna go ahead, click connect. From here, you can choose other wallets, of course, Phantom, Soulflare. They're a couple of the best, so you can go ahead and start using those. And from here on, we can start using the platform. The focus of the video will be the Spot tab. This can get you to do a couple of different things. Instant swaps right away using the market pricing. You can also trigger, which is basically setting up limit orders and buying tokens at a specific price. Buying or selling, you can do both. And recurring is just a different name for DCA. So you can set up multiple orders that are going to go automatically be filled in as long as the criteria for those orders will be met, and you are the one who decides the criteria. But let's start with instant. With this function, you can straight up swap away any tokens that you want. So for example, buying Solana with USDC, selling Solana for USDC, taking profits, right? You can find virtually every token that is listed on Solana's dexes here. Now, for example, let's say you want to buy something big like Sol. So in that case, you just need to come here, insert how much or how many dollars you are willing to spend, and this will instantaneously buy Solana with the amount of tokens that you are willing to spend. You can buy with any token. For that, you will use the top tab. You can choose any other token here in the list. As long as you're holding that token, you can use it and swap it for something else. When you're trying to buy a token, if you go with these big ones like Solana, USDC, maybe other stablecoin like USDT, they will be automatically showing here. But let's say if you want to buy a meme coin, and there's going to be the risk aspect to it because there's a lot of scams. And if you're going to buy a smaller cap meme coin, likely there can be lookalikes, for example, Popcat. They can have multiple other Popcat tokens which are not the legit one, okay? And that goes for virtually any other token. These bigger ones, they have like these quick action buttons. It's no big deal. You're going to buy the real thing. But if you're trying to buy something smaller, maybe even Fartcoin, they can have those lookalikes. And if you want to find the right one, instead of just writing the name here, so let's go Fartcoin, for example. So it's showing us Fartcoin, it's the official one, I know that, but there might be some lookalikes here, like for example, there's this that it's trying to mimic it, and beginners can fall for these type of things. So if you're in doubt, what you could do is that you can get the exact token address for the token you want to buy from other websites like CoinGecko, for example. So in that case, you would come here on CoinGecko. You can also do that on CoinMarketCap, by the way. And let's say I want to find Fartcoin. So here it is. I click the cryptocurrency Fartcoin, and now I'm just going to need to find the contract address for Solana. So I will scroll down and you see here info contract. It gives you the contract for the token. I can easily copy it from here, and I know it's legit because it's listed on CoinGecko. It doesn't mean that anything listed on CoinGecko is legit, but in this case, I know this is the real Fartcoin token. So I copy the address, I go back to Jupiter, I can paste it here, and now it's only showing Fartcoin exactly. So that's the difference between using the contract address and writing out the token's name. So now I just need to click, insert how much Solana I'm willing to spend in order to buy Fartcoin. I could go max or half. In this case, never use max, because if you're buying something with Solana, you always need to have Solana in your wallet to pay for gas fees. And if you spend the whole thing, then you cannot approve any more transactions in the blockchain until you have some Solana back in your wallet, okay? So I could go, for example, with half the amount of Solana in my wallet, buy some Fartcoin or any other token. Maybe you want to buy Jupe. It shows you even the rate at which you are buying, the router used, and there's going to be, of course, the network fee. That's why you need Solana for gas. Now you see these numbers changing all the time. That's because they are in real time looking for the best route. So once you're set, you can go ahead, click swap. I need to unlock my Phantom wallet. This shows us all the transaction details, how much Jupe we are buying, how much Solana you are spending, and also from that spending, there's a percentage that's coming from the network fee. So you can go ahead, click confirm, transaction failed, but we can go ahead and click swap once again. Again, the details confirm and transaction is confirmed. That first time it did fail, likely because since I was talking, I was waiting too much before confirming the order and something messed up. That's something, it won't happen all that often, but if in any case, if it does, just try again. If I come here to my Phantom wallet, it will definitely show in the token holdings Jupiter. So here it is. It's the first token even on the list. Now the next function is trigger. And trigger, like we went over, it's setting up a limit order. So you can definitely set up your own triggers, which could be price. And for example, let's say I'm going to go and try to sell Solana at a profit. I bought Solana below $200. And if that's the case, I want to sell it at 200. I could go ahead and set an order here. Expiry date never, or I could let it sit only for a specific amount of time. So you select how much Solana you want to sell. You don't need to sell a whole Solana, you can sell fractions of it. And this is a very simple way you can set up a limit order and take profits if the market hits $200 per Solana once again, which I think it will eventually. At the same time, if you want to buy in, let's say during the bear market, during a dip, you can set up limit orders for when Solana will drop to a specific price. Right now, Solana's market price is $165, but we can set up an order to buy it below that. So let's say if you want to buy Solana at $100, you can insert that Sol right here. Once again, you have the freedom to choose your expiry date. And once Solana hits this price, you will have your order set up ready to buy. You can use USDC, whatever other token you want, and you can also input how much you want to buy for that limit order. So in this case, I would be buying $1,000 worth of Solana if the price drops down to 100. Important to know, once you do this, the funds do leave your wallet and everything is automated by smart contracts. So if you're wondering if it's safe, I'm not going to say it's 100% safe, but I can tell you is that Jupiter handles billions in volume and they never got hacked, breached, exploited. So users' funds so far have been really safe, and that's why they're one of the leading protocols on Solana. They handle and are trusted by thousands of users, they handle billions of dollars, and of course they are audited by leading auditing companies. Now let's go to the last function here on spot buying. It's recurring. This is basically DCAing. It's an easy way where you can set it to buy, for example, Sol at specific periods of time. So let's say you have again $1,000 you want to invest on Solana, and you can have it set to buy in every minute, hour, day, week, or month. So in the case that you want to go every once a week, but for a couple months, it's going to be 8 weeks total, so 8 orders. And now we can set up even a max price. Let's call it $150. So for example, if Solana's price drops to 150 or below that, it will buy in every week where it does that. And like with Trigger, these dollars will leave your wallet. They will be locked into the contracts, but you can close those at any point in time. So for example, if we scroll down, there's active orders. If there's an open order, you can find it here and you can also cancel it here, and there's going to be past orders. So everything can be monitored from this dashboard extremely fast and easy. That's also what makes Jupiter so popular. They work, they're fast, they're cheap, and they give users full control for their strategies. And by the way, even with triggers, you can scroll down and see potential open orders, order history. It gives you full control. Once again, you can cancel any open order that you might have. At the same time, you can also use recurring strategies in order to lock in profits. For example, let's imagine you bought Solana cheap and you want to sell it at a profit. Essentially, you would need to, let's say, set up one Solana here, and if the market just meets your price, let's say you want to sell it at $200, now that's going to be your minimum, because if the price goes above that, of course you also want to sell, right? But you can set $200 to be your minimum to sell Solana for USDC, and if you have one Solana, you can go with lower amounts, fractions of it, like for example 0.25 to buy USDC, and you can set it to be a reoccurring sell every week for example 4 weeks. So potentially what would happen is that every week where Solana price goes at 200 or above dollars, it's going to be filling in this order. You will be selling 0.25 Solana. Remember, once again, when you set up these reoccurring buy or sell orders, your tokens will be leaving your wallet, stay locked into the smart contracts from Jupiter. And that's actually why crypto and blockchain technology is said to be trustless, because you don't handle the money to a middleman, to someone at the bank, and hope for them to do their job. No, everything is automated by smart contracts. That's the crypto revolution, the financial revolution, guys. Everything works 24/7, non-stop, completely automated by smart contracts. And that's what I wanted to share with you on today's video, guys. Start using Jupe. This will give you the best rates. On Solana, there's also currently 1 inch. which will allow you to do virtually the same when it comes to buying spot instantly. They are also a leading DEX aggregator. You can find a tutorial for using 1inch on Solana down below, also in the description. If you enjoyed this type of content, like and subscribe for more, guys. That being said, guys, thank you for watching. I'm going to wrap this one up. Take care, keep exploring crypto. I'll see you on the next one. Actually,